We're watching out for you. This is News 3 Today with Marie Mortera and Luis Cruz.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us on News 3 Today. We hope you're keeping warm inside your home right now because it's windy and chilly outside.
Keeping warm and keeping a tight grip on some lawn furniture that may have been flipping around outside. Now, even worse, though, for this couple near Oakey in Charleston, we want to show you some video from that neighborhood where it's...
Two Los Angeles area wildfires are causing concern this morning. Here's a live shot of a 250-acre fire near the Pacific Coast Highway in Malibu. It has forced the evacuation of Pepperdine University and a neighborhood. At least one home has been destroyed, but taking a live look at these pictures, we are seeing that more structures are on fire. And you can see right there, firefighters trying to douse those flames at least one building. We're going to keep an eye on that. In the northeast part of the L.A. County, 50-mile-an-hour winds and dry conditions are fueling a wildfire in the Angeles National Forest. Some 500 acres have burned. The flames could threaten homes by the end of the day if firefighters can't contain it. This weekend marks the height of the traditional wildfire season, fueled by hot weather and heavy Santa Ana winds. Well, this morning, hundreds of locals are getting into the Halloween spirit by helping to raise money for cancer research. News 3 anchor Sue Manteris is hosting the annual Halloween run, and she joins us live from the event. Sue, how's the turnout this year?
Hey, it's fantastic, Louis.
Tonight, News 11 tells you everything you need to know to deal with this wicked weather. Thank you for joining us. I'm Luis Cruz. Rob Fram has the night off.
And I'm Michelle Velez. From Somerton to the foothills, Yuma County is dealing with storm damage. We'll get to some amazing video in just a minute.
But first, Rachel Elzafan begins our Storm Watch team coverage with a look at the current conditions. Rachel?
Tomorrow, if more rain is on the way. Until then, Luis, Michelle, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Rachel.
Well, this evening storm wreaked havoc literally in other areas of Yuma County, causing some extensive damage to people's property. News
11's John Archuleta joins us now to show us some of the images and video our viewers have been sending. John, what damage are we seeing so far?
Too serious, and everyone is safe. Now back to you.
All right, thank you very much, John. This storm has left thousands of people in the dark. Arizona Public Service tells News 11 as of 9:30 they had more than 14,000 customers without electricity. The outages are all spread out across Yuma County. APS tells us they are so numerous and widespread at this point, it cannot provide specifics on neighborhoods. Right now, crews are out in full force assessing the damage and making repairs. And at this point, we have only one confirmed report of a school closure. The principal of Immaculate Conception tells us the school has sustained storm damage, trees are down, and the power is out. So classes will be canceled at IC tomorrow.
We are here to help. We are your partners. We will do everything that we can so you can rebuild your homes.
Words of hope from Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger as he surveys the damage caused in Calexico by Sunday's earthquake.
Plus, U.S. Senator Barbara Boxer takes some time to survey the damage in Calexico, how she plans to help.
And dozens of residents asked to evacuate their homes due to a water tower at risk of crashing down. Complete team coverage on the aftermath of Sunday's earthquake. You're watching the Evening Edition.
You're watching KYMA, where news comes first. This is News 11, the Evening Edition.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Luis Cruz.
And I'm Michelle Velez. Thank you so much for joining us on the Evening Edition. Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger traveled to California today to see the damage of Sunday's magnitude 7.2 earthquake for himself.
News 11's Rachel Elzafan begins our team coverage. She joined the governor for his tour, but before we get to the governor's visit, Rachel, we're getting word of a partial building collapse in Calexico.
That's right. At least one building in Calexico has partially collapsed. Now, there's some video that I want you to take a look at right here. Now, this is of a roof that caved in on a red tag. Schwarzenegger also says it's very important to help out the folks in Mexicali. His office is sending thousands and thousands of pillows and blankets and comforters across the borders to our neighbors in Mexicali. Live from Calexico, Rachel Elzafan, News 11, back to you.
All right, thank you very much for that update, Rachel.
Well, another high-powered politician, I should say, could be the key to getting federal relief dollars following the earthquake into the Imperial Valley.
U.S. Senator Barbara Boxer was also in Calexico this morning to assess the situation. News 11's John Archuleta was with her. He continues our team coverage from here in the studio. John?
No word yet on which day they will be up and running, but News 11 will let you know as soon as they become available. Back to you.
All right, John, thank you very much.
Dozens of residents around a local landmark have been asked to leave their homes.
City officials say the earthquake is to blame for destroying 4 of 6 bolts used to hold up the El Centro water tower. News 11's Maria Hechanova continues our team coverage. She joins us in studio now with the latest. Maria?
City officials are working on estimates to see how much the demolition project will cost. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Maria.
And as we just heard there, if another earthquake, or what we've been calling aftershock, hits, that could come down, and we've been feeling a lot of them. News 11's Rob Fram has been monitoring the latest earthquake activity.
That's right. He's standing by with a look at today's largest tremblers. Rob, how's it going?
To keep you updated as the information comes in on the latest on the tremors. We'll send it back your way.
All right, we will check in with you in just a bit. If you're looking to repair your home following the quake, the California Contractors State License Board wants you to watch out for possible scams. They're urging residents of Calexico and El Centro to only hire California licensed contractors. They say scammers show up after natural disasters and try to take advantage of victims at a vulnerable time. The good news is it only takes a few minutes to check the status of a contractor's license. Just go to our website at KYMA.com and click on the California Contractors Board link under Helpful Links.
13-year-old Brandon Larson is being called a hero after pushing his younger brother out of the way of an out-of-control car. Today, Brandon is struggling to survive at UMC, and his 11-year-old brother spoke exclusively to our Luis Cruz.
I think he's a true hero.
11-year-old Tyler Larson says he's alive thanks to his older brother. 13-year-old Brandon Larson and his younger brother and sister were with their mom on their way to Utah for a family outing Friday night. They were riding in their SUV, hauling a trailer.
And the trailer started swaying to one side like an inch, then to the next side about an inch, and then it just kept picking up momentum like a pendulum.
The trailer overturned, and their SUV ended up blocking one of the lanes on the I-15 about 20 miles north of Las Vegas. They got out of their SUV and were waiting for help off the road in the desert. Moments later, Brandon noticed a car veering off the road and headed toward them.
He started screaming, there's a car, and he ran out like 50 feet into the desert. And I had my back turned and I couldn't see the car. And my mom said, oh no, Tyler's not going to make it. And Brandon ran over and pushed me out of the way, and the car smacked into him.
I think he's brave and he's really nice for doing that.
Their brother Brandon is now in a coma and on life support. He suffered injuries to his head and he's lost his left eye. If he makes it, his family says he will need reconstructive surgery on his face. Tyler says he's grateful his brother saved his life, but he's sad Brandon got hurt.
I'm hoping that he lives and and that he recovers and that we have a happy life.
Luis Cruz, News 3.
First of all, we want to thank that family for sharing that difficult story. We're, of course, hoping that everything turns out okay with Brandon. His parents have hired an attorney in this case because they believe that trailer they were hauling was improperly installed by the dealer. Meanwhile, the driver that ran into Brandon was cited but was not taken into custody. Troopers say the driver could face a number of charges after they complete their investigation.
His priest accused of attempted murder and sexual assault appears in court this morning to face his accuser. Michaelina Bellamy says she thought she was going to die when Father George Shanine attacked her last month. Luis Cruz joins us from the Regional Justice Center. Luis, the judge says there is enough evidence to hold Father Shanine over for trial.
That's right, Sue. And Bellamy's daughter was the first one to take the witness stand this morning. She told the judge that Father George Shanine, in the days leading up to the attack, made a gesture and a comment where he pointed his finger to his head and said, I'm going to send your mom and myself to heaven. It was part of 2 hours of emotional testimony. Let's go ahead and show you video this morning of Father George Shanine in court. He's accused of hitting Michaelina Bellamy with a wine bottle over and over and then trying to sexually assault her. Bellamy was a choir singer and events coordinator at Our Lady of Las Vegas Church. Bellamy's daughter, who also worked at the church, testified that Father George Shanine was in love with her mom and told her so. Michalina Bellamy says the priest told her that he loved her back in October, but she acted like nothing ever happened because she was afraid of losing her job. Then on the afternoon of January 26th, she says Father George Shanine attacked her with a wine bottle, and here's what happened next.
I fell on my knees, he's pulling me, I'm dragged up, I'm pointing down the hallway with screaming, help me, help me, help me, somebody help me, and he's pulling me, he's got this. He's got this ugly face and his tongue hanging out of his head, and he's pulling me down this hallway. And I'm screaming, trying to help me, please. I can't believe nobody heard me.
Now, Michalina Bellamy says that the priest also touched her breasts and other private areas. She says she really believed that she was going to die that day, and she says she has 20 staples in her head to prove it. Now, we'll have more of Michalina Bellamy's emotional testimony coming up on later editions of News 3. Reporting live from the Regional Justice Center, I'm Luis Cruz. Sue, back to you.
Thank you, Luis.